spoke just now to Peter Zalmayev in Kiev. He's director of the Eurasia Democracy Initiative, and he's recently travelled around eastern Ukraine clandestinely. He told me how the truce between government and rebel forces is holding up.
The ceasefire agreement has largely held up, at least when it comes to heavy weaponry such as the Grad rocket launchers, which have been in silent mode. But artillery fire has continued to be exchanged this whole time, leading each side to accuse the other of violating the agreement. The region remains volatile. The residents of large population centers, including Donetsk and Mariupol, have no idea about what the future holds for them. Most internally displaced former residents, hundreds of thousands of them, in fact, many of whom went to Russia, others have scattered around Ukraine, have stayed put and are biding their time and are not yet ready to return.
Peter, what impact do you think the freeing of the 1,200 prisoners by the rebels will have?
Well, those are important goodwill gestures, as indeed both sides have now released prisoners, have exchanged prisoners. Still, it is being reported today that the rebels may have decided to hold on to the remaining few hundred prisoners, allegedly out of their fear that it may be a trap. Once again, it is difficult to say what effect, if any, the prisoners' release will have, since the Ukrainian leadership has sent mixed signals as to its readiness to resume the military operation in Donbass.
I appreciate it's difficult to predict, but wondering too what effect the European decision to implement further sanctions may have and how Russia may react to that.
The Russian Prime Minister, Mr. Medvedev, just today has threatened to retaliate to the threatened new round of sanctions by closing Russia's airspace to Western air carriers. In poll after poll, the majority of ordinary Russians, whipped up into a veritable frenzy by the Kremlin's incessant propaganda campaign, have expressed readiness to stomach further economic sanctions for the sake of defending Russia's vital interests in Ukraine, as they have been told and as they see it now. So most experts agree that sanctions won't sway Putin in the near term. Sanctions do bite, however, but they're a tool of pressure with delayed effects. And so they may be of small comfort to the Ukrainian government as it is running out of options and as it is running out of time.
Peter Zalmayev there of the Eurasian Democracy Initiative.